Hello guys, in this video we'll be talking about shipping. This is going to be the last video on shipping, and also in this class, in this training. I want to congratulate you for taking this course, for learning to this far, and for becoming a professional importer. You're now a quality importer. You already know everything to do. I expect you to start importing already by now. Okay. So, but when you finish sourcing, when you finish buying, when you finish receiving your goods in the warehouse, and then you want to ship them, what do you do? How do you do that? How do you know what to do? That is what this video is going to be all about. So it's going to be a wrap of everything you've done. Okay. So pay attention as you're going to be learning how to ship your goods, how to work with different shipping companies, and all of that. Okay. So let us begin. Now, the first thing about shipping, how to apply for shipping, the first thing you need to consider is the type of goods. Let's talk about types of goods. We haven't mentioned that in all the videos so far. So before you even start buying or thinking of shipping and all that, you must have to know the kind of goods you're buying, because every other thing you're going to be doing after buying depends on the type of goods you've bought. All right. So what are the types of goods we have? What are the type of goods available? Because these goods are grouped or categorized when it comes to shipping. The shipping company wants to know what kind of goods are you shipping, what's the kg, what's the quantity, what's the weight, and all that. So what kind of goods you want to buy when you get to 1688? There are two categories of goods. The first category is the normal goods. Normal goods are all the goods, anything that doesn't have liquid inside, anything that doesn't have battery inside, anything that's not medicine, those are normal goods. Like if you want to shop for clothes, for shoes, for bags, for any other thing, like it could be anything that doesn't just have battery inside. The list is endless. I can't mention them all. But example is like your clothes, your bags, your shoes, your maybe your if you want to buy your beddings, some home accessories, anything that doesn't just have battery, no matter how big or small, no matter how heavy or light, like hairs, all those things, they are normal goods. So these normal goods, it usually takes 7 days to arrive when you ship them, depending on the shipping company. They usually take between 5 to 7 days to arrive your country, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you're in Ghana, anywhere. The shipping is very fast. Now, how they ship it is from China directly to your country. They ship it directly from China to your country. It leaves from China airport to your country airport. All right. So it takes a shorter period of time. And also, the shipping cost is lower. It's usually cheaper to ship normal goods. All right. So we'll still get into the amount and all that. Okay. So the second method is special goods. Now, what are special goods? Special goods are the opposite of normal goods, right? It makes sense, right? So special goods are everything that has battery in it, anything that has liquid in it, anything that has powder, anything that has liquid, or even medicine. If you're buying anything like herbs, all those uh, uh, um, all those belly tea, all those yoni pills, anything that has to do with all this balm. There's so many, all those medical stuff. If you're buying anything related to that, then it is not special goods. If you're buying watches, laptop, phones, anything that has battery, all those Christmas lights, anything like that, it's under special goods. Okay. Then powder, if you buy anything that has powder in it, anything that has liquid like your perfume, your anything at all that has liquid inside, it is classified as special goods. And they are shipped separately. They are not shipped from China directly. Those ones that, first of all, the shipping company will have to take it to Hong Kong. Then from Hong Kong, it will be cleared by the custom before it leaves China. So shipping special goods takes more days, from 14 to 21 days before it arrives your home country. Okay. It has to take up to 14 to 21 days before it arrives your home country. All right. So that is it about special goods and normal goods. So before buying, you should know which goods you're buying. If the things you're buying are watches, once they are watches or maybe laptop or maybe they are any or maybe blenders, you already know that it has battery inside. You're right. Anything that needs to be charged before using. Anyway, if you're buying powder, anything related to makeup, all those makeup stuff, anything that uses electricity, those are all special goods. So you already know that they are special goods. Their prices are higher. Their shipping fees are usually a bit higher than the normal goods. All right. So now we know the two categories of goods to be shipped. So the next thing we need to move is let's look at the shipping methods available. If you want to ship your goods, what are the shipping methods available? The first shipping method is express shipping. Now, if you want your goods to arrive very early, between 3 to 5 days, then you may want to use express shipping. All right. If you use express shipping, it is usually very expensive to use because it will be shipped very fast. It will just join the next available flight down to your country. It is usually expensive. We'll still get to the pricing. Then the second method is by air shipping. This is the most used and the most general method of shipping, the air shipping. Now, air shipping is the one I was referring to, those special goods and normal goods. If you want to ship your normal goods through air shipping, then it is going to arrive within 5 to 7 days in your country. So the rate depends on the current rate of the shipping company you're using. Then the special goods, if you're using air shipping, would always arrive between 14 to 21 days, and the price is also, for example, currently, when I'm recording this video, the current rate for shipping air shipping through shipping normal goods through air shipping is $7.6, all right, per kg, because these things are measured in kg. So it is 7.6 per kg, while the rate of shipping special goods is 8.6 per kg. So you see, special goods are always more expensive. Then the next method is for air plus sea shipping. Now, before I talk about air plus sea shipping, let me talk about sea shipping, the last one. Sea shipping is a method where you send your goods through sea, of course, through ship now. So that one is usually very slow. It takes months to arrive. It takes nothing less than 2 to 3 months for your goods to arrive your country. But the good thing about the sea shipping is that it is extremely cheap. Let's take a scenario where you bought goods, maybe your goods, before you can use sea shipping, your goods must up. That one is measured, it's not measured in kg, it is measured in CBM, cubic meter. Now, how many 1 cubic meter contains about 300 kg, roughly 300, just it's an approximate, it's not accurate though, but it's within that 300 kg. So for you to use this sea shipping, you need to buy plenty of goods. You don't just go and buy one thing and want to use sea because it is cheap. You have to buy at least up to 30 kg. Your goods must be up to 0.2 cbm. That's about 30 kg before you can use C. Now, what happens if you don't buy up to that kg and you still want to use C? They are going to ship your goods, but they will charge you for that 0.2 cbm. Just like for air shipping, if you want to use air shipping, the minimum kg you must have is 1 kg. If your goods is not up to 1 kg, maybe you just bought one powder and it weighs only 0.5 kg, it's not up to 1 kg. And you want to ship it through air, they are going to ship your goods, but they will charge you for 1 kg. The same thing with sea. So the things you usually ship through sea are maybe if you buy heavy stuff that you know will cost you so much using air, or all these big business people you see that import goods, what they use is sea because they ship their goods through sea. They buy in containers, 40 feet container, 20 feet container. So they can't ship such thing in through air because it's going to cost so much money. So what they do is to send it through sea and it comes back through sea. So the good thing about sea is that it is extremely cheap. It is very affordable. That is what most business people use to save cost and be able to sell. If you're using sea, you'll be able to sell your item very cheap. All right. You'll be able to compete favorably in the market, well, in your own niche. Because others who are buying and shipping through air would want to calculate their cost of buying, calculate their cost of air shipping. By the time they fix their price will be high. But if you use C, you won't worry about shipping fee because it's very cheap. So you just worry only about your cost of products. The product cost, if your product costs you maybe 2,000, and then you can pay, let's say for that particular product you're paying like 200 naira for shipping because it is through sea. Someone else that bought the same product for 2,000 and shipped it through air will be paying like 1,200. So they will have to sell that product above 4,000 for them to make their profit. But you bought it for 2,000, shipped with 200 naira, you'll be able to sell it for 3,000 and below 4K, and you'll be making your good profits. So people would actually want to come and buy from you, but your own is cheaper. All right. So the advantage of this sea shipping is that it is affordable, but the disadvantage is that you have to wait for long, for up to 3 months before you receive the goods. So it is something you plan for before you buy. Okay. Now let's go to the next one, which is the air plus sea shipping. I said I was going to come back to it. Now, because air shipping is expensive and sea shipping takes longer time to arrive, that is why we now have air plus sea shipping. It is in between air shipping. It solves the problem of high air, high cost of shipping through air, and also saves the it also solves the problem of the long duration of shipping through sea. You get the point? So they combine air plus sea. It takes just a month and couple of days, usually 30 to 40 days to arrive. Air shipping comes back in 7 days or 21 days, depending on the type of goods you're buying, but it's expensive to ship. Then sea goods is very cheap, but it takes up to 3 months. But if you can't wait for that long, then use Air Plus C. How the Air Plus C works is that they will first of all ship your goods through air. It will get to a point, maybe Addis Ababa or just somewhere around. Then it will now enter sea. It will now land into your country through sea, or it may leave China through sea. When it gets to a certain point, they will bring her from the sea and then send it to your country through air. So it's a mixture of the both method. It's faster, it's cheaper than air, then um it is faster than sea. All right, I don't know if you get it, but that's how it works. So on rare occasions, on rare cases, people use express shipping, except you have something that you need urgently and you're not selling it. All right, or if you are buying some items that are not heavy, even if you're selling them but they are not heavy, they won't cost you much for shipping. That's why you want to go for express. Or if you need that urgently, or maybe a customer wants you to help them buy something, maybe they're using it for a wedding or a burial ceremony or an event, and the time is already closed. So you can suggest the express shipping for them if you can afford it. It's usually expensive, okay? So that's it about shipping method. Then finally, we'll talk about the shipping companies. What are the shipping companies? How do you work with them? For you to ship, you must ship through a shipping company, okay? There are so many shipping companies available. There are thousands of them. All right. So you have to choose the one you're working with. Even every day, new ones comes out on a daily basis. I am going to drop so many of them here for you to choose. I've been using so many of them as well. I've used a lot of them. I've used so many, but we're going to be working with one here that I've also used, and they are very reliable. Many of them are reliable, but you have to ask questions. You have to make sure that the one you're using, someone else who gave you their contacts or someone else has used them and they're okay. All right. Because some of these shipping companies can be very funny. Some will, the way they do, some of them will, add weight to your weight. If your item weighs 5 kg, they will tell you it's 6 kg. Some of them will even lose your item and they won't, give you a good record for it. So you need to be careful when choosing the shipping company you want to use. All right. Though I'm going to give you some recommendation, the one I've been using and they're okay. They don't do all those nonsense. They are very good and reliable. All right. So when you get a shipping company that you want to use, you need to approach them. Usually you contact their agent, their customer representative through their WhatsApp number. Then you ask them the first thing you need. Some of them, you need to ask them how they operate. Some of them have apps, some of them have websites, some of them don't have. They'll just tell you to send their goods, they'll give you the address and tell you to send their goods to them. So you need to ask questions, ask them. There are so many that I use, like Skyjet. I use Skyjet, Sky Cargo, Covermore. There are so many. It's uncountable. So, for example, Skyjet, you need to register on their website and they will give you a unique code. I told you about unique code. You need to register with your phone number because those are the things they will use to track your goods, each of your items that comes to their warehouse. Then there's another one, this Covermore that I use. They have a website. They have an app, not a website. You need to download their app and have it and register on the app before you can use them. I also use there's so many. There's Sky Cargo in Lagos. You need to. They don't have a website, but you need to approach their agent. Their agent to create an account for you and give you a code to use. So with that code, you now start buying on 1688. Then Fish Logistic. I also use Fish Logistic. Fish Logistic doesn't have. They don't use a website. They just use their website for only tracking. You don't register there. It's just for tracking. That's what their app does. So you don't register anywhere. All they want you to do is just to write your name and your number. And because they have various locations, write the location you want to receive it in. And that's all. Just send it to them. So you have to ask the shipping company how they operate. That's the first thing, so that you don't lose your goods. It's very difficult tracing goods when they get missing in China there. It's very difficult. So you need to be very careful before you start buying because you must have to provide an address on 1688 before you buy anything there. So you must have to know your shipping company well, know how they operate, know the necessary details they need. You understand? So the first thing you ask them when you approach a shipping company, the first thing you want to ask them is their shipping address. They must give you two addresses. The first address is their address in China because that's the address you're going to be using to buy. Without a Chinese address, you cannot buy anything on 1688. So you need their Chinese address because that's where you'll be sending the goods to. All right. Even some sellers, before you when you chat up some sellers, they will ask you, where are we sending it to? Where is the address? If you give them an address that is not in China, they will reject. They will tell you no. Some will even block you. Understand? Then the second address has to be their address in Nigeria or in Ghana. If they are shipping to Ghana, some of them ship to Sierra Leone, Congo, anywhere that you are. Ask them there. They must have an address there because that's where you're going to be receiving your goods. That's where you pick up your goods from. These are the two important questions. So the second question now is their shipping rate. What is their rate? They will now tell you. Let me show you an example. I started this person. This is for Cal. This is Kitty Covermore. Let me just show you an example of how the chart should look like. I started her yesterday. The first thing I said is hello. I think this is just a welcome message. All right. Good day and how are you? So this is the first question. I would like to ship some goods from China to Nigeria. How much is your dollar conversion rate? Very important. She will tell you 740. So they are using 743 for their dollar conversion rate to Naira. You can ask them if you're not in Nigeria, if you're in Ghana or anywhere else. Ask them their current conversion rate to your country's rate so that you'll be able to convert. Now, they want to give you their shipping details. This is for Nigeria. If you're shipping to Lagos, it is 7.3. So to know how much 1 kg is, if you're shipping to Lagos, 7.3 per dollar. This is their dollar rate. So let's convert. The first thing you now do is 7.3 times 743. So this is what they charge you for 1 kg, 5,424 for a kg. So let's say you're buying 10 kgs, just do times 10. So this is what you're going to be paying for 10 kg when your goods arrive. Usually, you pay when your goods arrives your country for shipping. You pay before buying. When you buy your product, when you ship, you pay when your goods arrives in your country, not before shipping. They will use their money to ship your goods. They are just a shipping agent. They don't own airline companies. So they will take your goods to the airport. They will pay the airline companies for that goods. When it lands in your country, they will clear the goods and then send you a pickup message. They will calculate your bill and tell you the amount you come and pay. So these are the different locations. Most of the shipping companies have their addresses in your country in different places. If you're in Ghana, they may have in Kumasi, they may have in Accra. Most of them have in Accra because Accra is the central city. Just like in Nigeria, every shipping company have a warehouse in Lagos because Lagos is like the capital, the business capital of the country. So, and then they also, this one have in Kano, this one in Abuja. Some will have in Onisha, some will have in Abuja, some will have in, but they must always have their head office in Lagos. All right. So these are the informations you need to know. This is for that sea cargo. If you want to ship through sea, this is the rate. If you want to ship through air, this is the rate. If you want to use that C plus air method, every detail is here. They will send you their complete current detail. Now, this thing is not stable, it's not steady, it changes, it fluctuates. Sometimes it may go down. This 7.3 can reduce to 6.8, it can reduce to 5, it can increase to 8, it can increase to 9, depending on the time. Usually during festive season like Christmas, it usually goes up, right? So that is it. You get all the information. So you ask them necessary questions. What is your warehouse address so I can send goods? What is the custom details should I put? So all these things. What are the details, the customer details that you put? She now sent me, she said I should download their app and register. Then I will get my code inside the app. When I'm buying my goods, I must put that code if I'm sending to this shipping company. It is different with other shipping companies. So you need to chat up that shipping company's representative to ask them the informations they need. All right. So usually the shipping company rates, like we've explained now, yeah, you need to know their rate 7 point, like Skyjet currently charges 7.6. They charge clearing fee 500. So let's check for Skyjet. If I want to use Skyjet to ship this same 10 kg, they will charge me 7.6 times their own dollar rate is 730. That cover more is 743, right? Skyjet currently is 730. Then, but Skyjet will charge you 500 for clearing. So this is what you're buying. Let's now say we are buying for 10 kg. We're going to be paying 60,000 naira for 10 kg with Skyjet. So that's it. That's how it works. You need to know all these things. So that's it for dollar conversion. Then another important thing is shipping duration. Ask them. Let me show you the chart. I asked her how long is it going to take you to. So I asked her because in her, okay, it's even here. Everything is stated here. 14 days is stated here. 14 days is going to arrive. So, but I still went ahead to ask her, is your sea ship in 40 days time accurate or can it exceed? Also, is your special goods 14 days or can it exceed? She said it's always accurate. Though sometimes due to custom issues or some delays, it may add some few more days. So you need to ask them all these things before you decide on which company to use. So now we know that this company, if I want to ship 10 kg, they are cheaper than Skyjet. Skyjet will charge me 60,000, while these people will charge me for 54,000. So I'm going to save 6,000 by using them and all that. So you check all these things. You also check reliability. How reliable are they? Have anyone used them before? I've been using Skyjet for years and they are good. They are very 100% reliable. So if I don't know these people much, I'll just depend on the people I know, Skyjet, even though their fee is a bit cost. Okay. So these are how to take some kind of decisions. Okay.